They're like, we can see the brake lights on that hairpin turn. Can you just not brake? It's like, what are you talking about? Then I found out from the props guys, they were like, they should never have told you. You know what they do on a real set when they don't want to see the brake lights? They take the fuse out of the lights or they unscrew the bulbs. They don't tell the actor who's never driven on a mountain road before, can you not brake on that next take?
Let's give a big hand to David Haydn-Jones.
Didn't they put you all together, or that would, I can have the couch all to myself. Hi, everybody. Oh, wow, that's a float. That's a float down. Should I take the power chair? I don't know, is there a power chair? Hi, hello, my name is David Haydn-Jones. I am a hologram for your entertainment. I don't know, I'm trying to do 80s robot voice with the AI equivalent. How's everybody doing? I know our numbers are scattered, but we feeling good? A Saturday morning? Give it up. Elkhart in the house. Elkhart? Anyone from Elkhart, Indiana? No? Anyways. No, you ain't gonna rush. My name is David Haydn-Jones, and I'm the real human David Haydn-Jones for now, if we don't win our battle. But it's so nice to see so many new faces, so many familiar faces. It's like this is my second time at Momento Con, and it feels like such a more intimate, laid-back conversation. So hopefully we can start some conversations now. These panels only go as well as your questions. So if you're on the fence about asking me a question, like for example, Brandon and I, give it up for Brandon, by the way, our lovely humanist, kind, loan consultant officer. But we were talking, it's really interesting because if you've ever been in my meet and greets or dinner with Davey at another convention that shall not be named, the most fun I have, and it's always been the case because my dad's was a sociology professor, and my parents were always infinitely curious about other people's stories, and I think everyone's got their own unique story. And I'll say to people at these roundtables, and anyone come into my meet and greet today, by the way? Okay, good, a handful. I always go around the room, I say, what's your name, where are you from? And either tell me something you're grateful for or tell me a fun fact about you. And then more often than not, some people will go, there's nothing interesting about me. And I was like, I guarantee that's not true. I guarantee it's not true. And that person usually who says, I don't have a fun fact, we dig a little deeper, and then the fun fact that they talk about is usually the thing we all talk about for like half an hour. Like an Amazon delivery service. And I was like, we were having drinks, and I was just like, I'm so fascinated by your job right now. And everyone was like, so how does that work? And what does that do? And do you have to pee in a bottle? And she's like, no, I've never had to pee in a bottle. We talked about urine for 30 minutes. It was amazing. It's a very important bodily function, but that's okay. But yeah, so if you're shy, is that someone coming up or coming to their seat? Oh, come on, get to the microphone. Get it. Sorry, not to microphone shame you. That's what I like to see. See, it always takes one to break the seal, just like urine. Oh my God. Wait, take it easy, Eileen. Relax. So here we are. Thank you. Thank you. I choose you. You have a question for the real Dave Haydn-Jones?
Yes, for the real one.
Hi.
Hi there. My name is Sapphire. I actually was at the last Momento Con with you guys. I was...
give it up for Ghost Adam, by the way. He couldn't come here. Because
Adam.
I know. Who's a little heartbroken that Adam's not here? God bless. I love him so much.
He wore her wings last
Yeah, so the
That's
reason
right. That was the wings.
So I actually have two questions for you, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So the first one is, since Adam's not here to be able to wear the wings, tomorrow would you want to wear them?
I'd love to wear wings.
Okay, so...
I'm wing positive.
So then tomorrow you could wear them. The second one is...
Where would I wear them and how? In a photo op or just all day?
All day.
All day?
Yeah, all day.
Well, I have to get at least a photo op with Mark Pellegrino, and then you can wear them.
Bring him by. We'll try him out.
And then the second
Do I have to wear them on my back?
Well, how else would you wear
Well,
them?
let's find out. I have a very big head. Has anyone wore wings on their head before?
Not.
I bet I could do it.
Okay. Yeah. Challenge?
Is it an adjustable belt?
No.
Or is it wings?
It's a plastic like strap, like a book bag.
I'm gonna make it work. Bring some string and some duct tape.
I can do that.
We got hot glue.
Memento staff, odd request. I need duct tape and string tomorrow. I'll be the MacGyver of head wings tomorrow. We'll take a photo.
You can take some feathers off too, just so you can make like a little crown.
I have an art project now. We will make it happen.
Okay, second one is, last time you made a big deal about how awesome your socks are, and you are wearing Stormtrooper socks.
I am wearing Stormtrooper socks. Any Star Wars?
Why did you choose Stormtrooper socks?
I got these, so I don't know if anyone noticed in the show that we can't name. There was a show that maybe some of you have watched, and this character that from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away had a little bit of a sock fetish. And so I decided to get into the saucy sock game myself as I started to cosplay my own character at cons. And so I just went in the lucky bucket. I said, I need gray, black, and white. And a lot of people were gifting me socks for the longest time, pre-COVID. I would go to Europe and whatever, and they would be like, here's a gift to you. And they would give me socks. So I have this abundant, crazy sock collection now. And I think these are from, I don't want to get it wrong. So if I get it wrong, the person who actually gave me the socks, a wonderful, generous person from somewhere gave me these. That's the political answer. But I love to honor all my fun socks as much as I can. So I look forward to foisting your wings upon me somehow tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Has anyone ever worn them on their legs and on their butt? Have you ever tried butt wings?
Adam was the only. Well, I tried them on my dog, but
Oh, on the haunches?
he wasn't happy about it though.
So if I get on all fours, okay, no video evidence or photography at all of Sapphire applying wings to David Haydn-Jones on all fours. Okay, good. No problem. Thank God there's no internet. Hi. Hi, Abby Lynn. Is that Abby Lynn?
It is Abby
See,
Lynn.
I am actually starting to get to know people's names. I love these intimate conventions.
I've never seen you before in my life.
I know. Who are you? What's your name?
Oh, Abby Lynn. So what is your best and or worst pickup line?
Oh.
Or both?
I've never had a pickup line, but I'll try to invent some.
You.
My worst pickup line is, "This is ketamine, will you marry me?" Also, I think illegal in most states, right? That's terrible. And my best pickup line is, "May I carry that for you?" Because I'm picking something
Yeah,
up.
you're picking it up.
Trying to be a gentleman. It's
Trying to be
terrible.
gentle.
Aw, thank you. Thank you for your pity. I'll take the aw from the back. I've never had a line before, like, and that's the other thing, like, I haven't been to a bar as a single guy in like forever with like game, but I never had game. Like, I don't even know what that is. And then you see these videos online with like the guys who are like, "Oh, you got to neg her." I was like, "What? You insult the woman? This is how you get them? This makes me so sad. I hate the internet. I want to crawl into a ball." I bet you have the best and worst though. You wouldn't have asked that question if we weren't loaded for bear. Give me.
There's
Give me.
Are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you. Oh. I've got a couple. There's in my dad joke brain.
But hold on.
They're stupid, but
if someone called me a parking ticket, I'd be like, "You're expensive. You're annoying." I don't care about the fine homonym here at all. Like, by the time you get the fine as a homonym, you're like, you've called me like I'm wet. You know when they're wet, the parking tickets? Gluey on your windshield.
I was reading the book of Numbers and I realized I didn't have yours. Want to share it?
That's not bad.
Thanks.
I like that. Do people exchange phone numbers anymore? Don't they just be like, "What's your Insta handle? Follow me on Twitter." I don't know. Is that what the kids do? It's X. Oh, right. Is anyone using X, though? Is anyone saying that in the common parlance? We'll see. We'll find out.
I have a really stupid one, though.
I like all of them.
It was, did it hurt when you fell from heaven did it hurt when you descended into hell and then rose again from the dead and ascended into heaven? Because you're like holy like Jesus.
Oh, geez, that's a long.
That was a really long
road.
one.
That's a long road to get there. It's a very supernatural one, though.
That's what I figured.
I thought you were going to say, did it hurt when you fell out of your mom's vagina? Which I thought, well, no. But nature, that's nature. That happened. Well, I don't know if I fell out. Like, I don't think my mom was like in a rope in the desert. And I fell into dirt. But honestly, I was born in a very remote hospital that looked like it was out of Little House on the Prairie in Saskatchewan. I'm not saying I'm lucky to be here. That's all I'm saying about that hospital. So thank you for your nice questions.
Thank you.
That's my new pickup line.
Follow that.
No, there's like groans in the front row. Geez, I'm sorry that nature and the beauty of childbirth offends you. Dare you. Hi.
Hello. So you did that amazing video on Cameo.
I did.
And you said to ask about worm orgies. So I'm asking you about your worm orgies.
Oh, great. Do we have any gardeners in the house? Nice. Who does my new favorite earthy hobby called vermicular composting? Do you do vermiculite? Is that stuff gold or what? And do you do the stack or do you do the barrel? Stack. And do you see them when they have their mating ritual? Ever when you open up? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So this is amazing, by the way. Like, everyone should be doing this. I'm not going to should you. You don't have to get into worm poop if you don't want to. But if you're a gardener, all of your compost, so all your like from the kitchen scraps and like pruning your trims and shrubs and everything. Trims and shrubs? What? Still thinking about my mom. What? No, okay, now stop. Stop it. Stop. Oh, well, that's too far. Worm orgies, yay. My beautiful birth into this world. Let's not talk about it. In a farmhouse in Saskatchewan. No, but like vermicular composting is the worms do all the work for you slowly over time, and you are left, you literally will put on this tray of just absolute refuse that doesn't go into the garbage, but it's like, like peels and cores and lettuce and all offcuts of all your vegetables and whatever, and a bit of bread and still doing, you put it all in there, and like 2 months later, in the stack, you open it up, and it is literally black gold, the most amazing stuff. And you sprinkle that on your plants, and you see it, right? Like literally your plants in 3 to 4 weeks have just become abundant and alive. So to your question, when the worms, and this is the other cool thing about worm colonies, this is so boring, and I love it. You can't talk about the show. What show? Who are you? Hi. So when the worms reproduce, though, worms actually have a self-containing population growth, so they will never make more than they can inhabit their localized space. But then they do die, and then the worms eat the other worms. But then, I don't know if it's every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, they all get together. Is anyone a farm person here? Have you seen the snake dens when the snake all reproduce in a big barrel? The worms do the same. So every once in a while, you open the lid and of your compost and you're and there's like a little worm delivering pizza. It's really weird. You're like, where'd you get the miniature pizza box? And then it's a lot of worms making more worms. Sorry if that offends you down in the front. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Dave.
It's so beautiful. It's nature in your yard. Hi.
Hi. Hi, David. 3 things. What are you closing up personally in your life? What are you planning on doing in the next year? And what do you look forward to in, let's say, the next 5 years? Like something you really want to do.
Oh my God, that is so personal. I'll work backwards. Because I'm dealing with not well parents, I'm in that phase of my life where I'm going to be closing down my relationship with them and their illness and all that sort of stuff. My dad has dementia. So I don't know if a lot of you know about my Less Than 3 campaign for Alzheimer's. It was originally for my Nana, because it was very personal, but it's about the caregivers. And now it's about my mom and my dad. And so, and working and traveling and being a single parent and trying to get to another country through all of that, especially through COVID. So I'm really working hard with my brother to make sure that I'm not closing it, but we're trying to give it a soft landing. And it's incredibly difficult when you're not local. So I'm excited to just keep moving that in compassion and care. What was the second question? Well, in the present, I am a big believer in, just live in the now and make the best now possible. So I'm just so happy and grateful to be here, even though I'm boring you with reproductive discussions of all sorts of flora and fauna. That's the park ranger in me. But yeah, we are just so grateful. I hope you know this, by the way, all of you too. Like the actors were all talking about on the plane and in the green room. If you're not feeling our gratitude now more than ever, considering the strike and our work options right now, these are always been special to me and us. So even better. So just so happy to be a goofball, put wings on my head, do the craziest photo ops, and just really try to share goodness and kindness and camaraderie that we always do with these things, because it really is a special family, this incredible extended SPN family. I really want to finish my will, not to get morbid. No, I mean, really, like, you start talking about mortality with your parents, and you're like, oh shit, like I have a net worth that I need to make sure goes to my daughter. So I really want to close that out this year. I got to do it, like just do it. So October's slow, so that's my goal. And then after I get that signed and sealed and delivered, I want to jump out of a fucking airplane. Yeah. But who's skydived here? Yeah? Is it?
We go together.
Is it amazing?
Yeah. We go together.
Okay, if you can find me. Do I need to wear the wings? They won't help. But now, like, when you become a dad, though, you're just like, all the dangerous shit gets totally, more responsible. So, and I'm one of those guys, like, I don't have the adrenaline junkie mechanism inside me. I just love to do an experience once and fully. And I think that, just skydiving once would hit the note for me, assuming I survived, right? So yeah, I think that's on my bucket list for sure. Thank you, Carmen Renee. Hi.
Hey. Sorry.
That was lovely. It was great.
Yeah, it's me. So I know you studied architecture, and I was curious about an architectural project you especially loved or are particularly proud of.
Yes. So I studied architecture. I have my degree in architecture with a minor in theater, which was no one had ever done that degree before at McGill University in Montreal. And I've helped design and build 3 structures for family. And one of those is my aunt and uncle's, was their summer house and now is their retirement dream house in Michigan. And I just had a wonderful visit to the place, and it still kind of takes my breath away, because it is one of those things where I designed on paper in Google SketchUp at the time and then translated into working drawings. But I did it all remotely. So this was kind of fun. So I did it all through the developer and my aunt and uncle, who were the clients, and did it all in my imagination for close to a year and a half, and then handed them over to the builder and developer. And so I had it so specific in my imagination and in my drawings and my 3D rendering that one summer I got to go and it was all finished. They said, come visit us. And it was a gorgeous summer day, and the sun was setting. It was and the breeze was coming off Lake Michigan. And it was like, I'll never forget it. It gives me goosebumps every time, because I came down this curvy drive, country drive, and out of the forest, and then out of the trees, there was this house built that had been in my brain for 3 years. and a year and a half of design work. And so that is pretty special. Do we have any builders or people in construction here, engineers? Anyone? No? It's a pretty special thing. And my daughter is really into Minecraft right now. She's in the Minecraft phase. And so it's such a delicious thing for me to be a part of too, because I get to be a kid again, but also I'm teaching her about engineering and like just putting in little like dad things about like, well, you could actually build that in real life and da-da-da-da-da. So we've got like nice Minecraft structures we're building right now. We got blueprints. There's this nerdy Minecraft book. You can actually have Minecraft blueprints. So we just built a Greek amphitheater, which is really fun. So yeah, it's really great. And so I've done a dream house for my other aunt and uncle in North Carolina, and then I did a big add-on attachment for a friend in Los Angeles. So I've created 3 projects, and it feels really good. And someday, ideally, all things going well, I will build myself a nice, humble little dream house on a farm someday. That's the plan. So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Yeah, I love talking about architecture. Hi.
Hi. So on Facebook Cameo group, I always see the flamingos. Is it just your favorite animal, or is there a story behind it?
Okay, so I don't even know how this started, but apparently I've become the flamingo guy. And this is from another convention that would not be named. Not really a competitor, a compliment. You drink a little tequila one night and you use a plastic penguin on stage at karaoke as an air guitar. And then during the slow songs, you just tenderly whisper in its ear and stroke it lovingly. All of a sudden, that makes you Pink Flamingo guy. How did that happen? And now, and yeah, exactly. And now I'm getting merch with pink flamingos on it. Oh, and I think the other thing too is after COVID, my first job back was in Hawaii, and it was on Magnum P.I. And I took a very rare David Haydn-Jones selfie just because I was so excited that I was back working on a job again. And I think I was wearing a pink flamingo shirt, semi-ironically. I don't think that helped, is all I'm saying. What? I have worn them in pictures at cons? Yeah. I don't know what I wear. Well, I know what I'm wearing now. Okay, but thank you, MC. Okay, see, y'all know my schedule and my calendar and my diary way better than you. Just tell me. So I believe you. I'm not saying I haven't. So apparently I also wear it at a con, and now I'm getting T-shirts for karaoke that say DILF on them, and then underneath it says, "Damn, I like flamingos."
But do you like the animal?
I don't care. Are they delicious? Has anyone eaten a flamingo? I don't care. But now it's my thing, and I got to own it. I'm a sketch comedian improviser, so I got to say yes and. So now, so the last thing I have. So now it's just full on costume. Now I just got to lean into pink flamingo at karaoke. Now I got, and you can see. I think it's still on Instagram. I'm back on Instagram, much to my chagrin, but. Did anyone see the Shark Tank episode of Noggin Boss? This is not a plug in any way. Do you know what a Noggin Boss is?
Was that the thing in your ear?
The thing in my ear?
Like the thing that plugged into your brain?
Oh, no, it's not that.
Oh.
It's a giant novelty hat that shouldn't exist, but for some reason it fits my giant head, and it's perfect. So if you go to Instagram, and I was just like, just for shits and giggles, I was like, I wonder if they have one with a pink flamingo on it. Damn it. They did. I was like, and I made a bet with myself. I was like, if they have one with pink flamingo, I have to buy this thing. So now it's my official uniform. And yeah, I don't care about pink flamingos, but I begrudgingly embrace them. And now we have a raffle. This thing just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's what I love about this family is they love an inside joke and they love to just keep pressing it further. That's how Making Bacon happened. Making Bacon shouldn't exist in the world, but it does because of a practical joke to a jingle with Gil McKinney in Rome 6 years ago. You know what I mean? But I love it. I love the feedback loop and the play and the silliness. So thanks. I'm neutral on flamingos, but I own them because I love this family so much. Hi.
Hi. So, with you being Canadian, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but there's been a little bit of talk about UFOs and aliens recently in congressional hearings.
Keep talking.
What are your opinions on aliens?
Oh, please let there be some baby Jesus. Here's the thing, though. I statistically, I've always been into the ufology or whatever it is, and like Area 51 since my teens. I love all. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is one of my favorite movies. It opened me up. But I just, it's really weird right now, especially with like they're opening up, they're being more honest about it. But now with everything, I just don't know what to believe anymore. Is this a giant psyop to distract us from something else? Because you look at the Project Blue Book stuff. First of all, before I get too nerdy like I did Worms, who's into the UFO stuff? Who's a believer? Do you think there actually is alien remains on the planet in U.S. custody? Yay or nay?
Yes. 50-50.
Who thinks it's a giant psyop distraction? Both. You're not wrong.
I think that
it could be yes and. Here's the thing: we always have to evaluate our bias too, right? Before we say something. I feel like they've just got to do full transparency. I just don't like the idea that the government's got secrets from its population. They work for us. Not to be political, but come on.
I think that they exist, but they only trot it out whenever there's something that they need to hide.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the distraction trick, right? It's like, hey, we're going to open up a little more over here. Let's get ready for war in Taiwan. Yay! So sad. I also think, here's what I look at, though. It's these old dogs, the pilots from the 50s and 60s. Those guys went on there like, before I die, they're like, fuck it, I'm going to tell everything I know. Those guys' eyewitness testimony in terms of like, if it was a trial, it's obviously hearsay, it's representational, but I would just love to see the data. I would just like to see it open up. Because I know I want to believe, because at the other thing, who watched the Netflix documentary on the Webb telescope recently? It just came out. Anyone into that stuff? Unbelievable. And they've really located what we consider habitable planets in the Goldilocks zone, right? So just statistically, when you look at the galaxies out there and think of all the stars out there, billions, trillions of stars, and then you think of other planets, I'm as a statistics guy, I just go, there has to be intelligent life that is millions, billions of years more advanced than we are. And I almost went into quantum physics before I went into architecture. I was on scholarship for biochemistry, mathematics and physics, and general sciences, and I picked acting. Here, hi, look, there's a comedy. But I'm still a nerd on quantum physics, and when you get into string theory and stuff, the Star Trek notion of like, you don't go faster than the speed of light, you just have energy to be able to like warp space-time and fold it to you. I think if we had another million years and we're still around, who knows? So, yes, I like to believe, but I also acknowledge my bias. So it's not proven to me yet, but I think the probability of life elsewhere in the universe is just probably statistically, there could be giant worms having sex on another planet. I don't know. Possible. Thank you. Maybe worms are aliens. I don't know. Some people say that fungus is an alien species from an asteroid. Do you know this? That fungus is like the internet of the forest? God, I'm such a nerd, and none of you are with me. I thought I was safe here. I thought it was safe to geek out. Or maybe you're just like quiet with rapt attention. You're just pitying me. Hi.
Hi.
What? You think so? Beautiful. Did you hear that? Yep. She's claiming that Venus flytraps are from outer space. Isn't that what like Suddenly Seymour was based on, or like the Little Shop of Horrors? Yeah. It's like the Little Shop of Horrors plant. I love. Is that Audrey too? Right, his name. Yeah. Who loves Little Shop of Horrors? Yeah. That's one I should sing at karaoke.
Yeah.
I've given you sunshine. I've given you dirt. You've given me nothing but heartache and hurt.
Sing it at Charlotte.
Oh, man. I love that song. That was one of my audition songs when I did musical theater. See, it's all I don't act, though, in anything. Hi.
Hi. Just a light question. What impression would you like to leave on this world?
What impression would I like to leave in this world? Oh, God. Do I go sincere or jokey?
Both.
No. I'm going to go from the heart. I'm going to be sweet because I bored you all enough as it is.
Hallmark version.
Hallmark version, that's right. It's corny and it's soft and it is what it is, but it's my truth. I just want people to think I was kind and generous and a good person, and I want to instill those values into my daughter. So I think the biggest impression I'm going to leave is in my daughter, and hopefully she just, whatever she decides to do job-wise or career-wise or anything-wise, I just hope that she creates love wherever she goes, knows how to do that, has an open heart, and leads with kindness, compassion, and a sense of humor. And if people could say that about me after the worms are eating me, and the circle of life continues, or I've been abducted by aliens and getting an anal probe, they're going to say, that guy has a really tight butthole, but see, I couldn't stay straight for long. But he was nice to people, he was kind to people, and he had a generous soul and spirit. That's what I hope. So we'll try to do that a little bit here this weekend, shall we? Hi.
Hi, David.
Hello. So I'm worried now.
Oh, it's me.
I know.
Okay. I want to know, who was your first celebrity crush? And if you ever met them, what happened?
Oh, I think this is very well documented in other panels, but I'll tell it here now. So I have met some of and I've actually dated a few very famous celebrities. This is not a flex in any way, but I'm just saying, I really don't buy into status or celebrity or any of that stuff. It's like, we're all the same. You poop in the morning, phone in hand. You know, you're liking Instagram while you're taking a shit. That's all of us, okay? That's human nature.
Don't forget your Reader's Digest.
Exactly right. Reader's Digest, sure, whatever. You know, pick your poison. So I don't put a lot in terms of status or being like starstruck, because I've also worked with a lot of famous people. And it's just like, you're an actor, I'm an actor, let's go. You're a nice guy or not a nice guy, nice person, whatever. Who remembers the show Trading Spaces back in OG TLC days?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember Paige Davis? The perky, the perky showbiz musical theater gal from New York? And she was like, fucking with everyone's shit, basically. That's all that show was. Let's fuck with your shit, and you're going to redecorate after we leave anyways. Like that whole show. Like the recidivism of Trading Spaces is very bad. They never kept the rooms as is. All for TV. But she was so bubbly and so cute. And this is when I was still coming out of my musical theater phase. And I had a post office box in Studio City, California. And I went in there one day to get my mail. And who was there? Well, you know the answer already. That's a rhetorical device. It was Paige Davis. And she glowed like an angel. She should have been wearing sapphire's wings. That's how beautiful she was. And I was like, nah. And I was like, do I say something or not say something? She's so cute. I have such a crush. And I waited till she got to the door. It's like, and I don't remember what I said. I was like, I'm an architect. I build stuff. I was such a nerd. And I was just like, I just love what you do. And then the flavor. And you're just so good at the show. And you're like, bye. Can I hold the door? I won't kill you, I promise. Don't be afraid of me. But then I got the ultimate payback. I think it was a group of you. Do you remember who got me the Paige Davis cameo? Was it you? It was you. It was you. You did that. Do you want me to call you out? So, full circle, I tell this panel, and someone gets a Paige Davis cameo for me 2 years ago. And Paige just gave me the sweetest, they gave the whole backstory clearly. She was clearly showing her giant rock from her fiance in the video too. Oh, so just to let you know, David, I'm happily married, I've got kids, but I think it's adorable, and I've seen you've had some success in your career too. So it was really sweet. It's a cherished keepsake, and it was just kind of nice full circle that I was able to share that story. And then one of my lovely family members decided to get Paige Davis to get me a cameo. So that's my great celebrity crush. Thank you. Good question.
On our trip up here, our 8-hour trip, Making Bacon played more than once.
Thank you.
On our thing.
I appreciate that. Anyone who doesn't know the story of Making Bacon, come to my table at some point, and I will tell you the Cliff's Notes version. It is an incredibly wild, fun, totally spurned by this SBN family. And it sticks in your head, doesn't it?
It will stick in your head.
It will stick in your head.
Walk around and you'll be singing it.
It's an earworm. Have an orgy in your brain. What? Hi.
Hi. Good morning, David. And good morning, Ghost Adam.
Good morning,
we do miss
Ghost
you very
Adam.
much.
We love Ghost Adam.
And so, my name, Cher. Where am I from? Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Oh, yeah?
And why am I here? I'd like to tell you something. So it was September. You made my birthday by doing a photo op with me, and it really touched my heart.
Oh.
So I was walking out of the elevator, and in the spur of the moment, I was like, I'm going to come see him because he just invited me to do such a thing. You invited me up here to talk to you. So I'm going to share my socks.
What do you got?
It says, leave me alone, kind of sort of the attitude today.
Leave me alone socks.
Yeah, I had an episode in the parking garage. Not really good with parking garages. So coming all the way from Colorado, you guys in Pittsburgh. Oh my goodness, I'm terrified. I was shaking just to get here.
Oh, well, bless your heart for coming.
I did want to say I've seen wings on the craziest things, including feet. I've never been a gardener, but my grandma was. And back in the days, we used to catch night crawlers so we could go fishing.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm all about the worms and watching what they do.
Excellent, thank you.
And aliens, we are not arrogant enough to think that we are the only species in the universe, right?
Right.
But what I want to bring it back to is Colorado. My question for you, tell me about your trips in the Rockies. Anything special or anything about my state you'd like to share?
Yes, so I'm a little bit biased to the Canadian Rockies out of Alberta. They're a little more majestic, I'm just going to say. Not saying that I don't love the Colorado Rockies as well. Am I allowed to tell a story about an acting job on a commercial? Yes, I am, because we're not striking commercials. So I've been through Colorado. I have family in Glenwood Springs. I'm sure you know that junction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I just love driving through the Colorado Rockies. And what's really different is all that red iron ore deposits, like when it gets rusty like that, and it's just like that craggy.
Garden of the Gods.
Yeah, exactly.
Gorgeous.
And then when the light hits it correctly, absolutely beautiful. I had a commercial that I shot for Volvo, and it was one of the most intense commercials I've ever had to do, because I wish I remember the name of it, but it's one of the most famous windy roads up a mountain that a lot of people cycle to, like a peak, and there's no guardrails on it. It's really rugged, and actually you get to elevation and like the oxygen depletes, and then you get to, even in the summer, there's a little bit of snow up there.
Right.
And we were shooting this like high-end Volvo commercial up there, and I was the dad, go figure, with 2 kids. And we're in the car and we're encouraging our high-end hardcore cyclist mom to do this route. And so she's on a fancy road bike, and she's in her gear, and we're cheering her on, and we're fixing her tire, all thanks to Volvo. But near the end of the day, so they had this safety demonstration. They're like, there's no guardrails. They didn't have a stunt driver for me, which was interesting. Usually they have like what's called a stunt or a precision driver on these things for liability. And they wanted me to like, they had the safety meeting. They said, if anything doesn't make you feel safe, you just have a conversation with us. But what happens on these commercial shoots, it's like money, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go. And so even they used to have this nice safety conversation. It was a pretty intense, we're chasing the end of the day kind of thing happening. And they wanted me to back the Volvo up right to the edge of this cliff for the shot with the 2 kids in the back. And that's one of those moments where you're just like, and it was one of those SUV Volvos too. So you know when you're like looking down and then you're higher up in the vehicle too, it's like really hard to see where your depth perception is. And it was pre-cameras. And I was like, okay, first of all, let's get the kids out of here for sure. Cause like I wasn't a father yet, but my dad instincts were like hardcore. Like we're not doing anything dangerous here. And then we got the kids out, and then I was backing up, and then the second AD was like, closer, 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 closer. And I'm just like, fuck, I'm just like nervous talking about it. And it was just one of those moments like, even when you're like, really want the job, or you need the job, or, it's just, we all have those moments with the power of no. And the power of no and holding your own power is a really important moment. And I just said, I'm not doing this right now. This feels nervous. And the director had like one of those crazy fits, and he was like, I can't believe it, we're losing time, god damn it, and sort of like said something under his breath about my manhood or whatever. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm a man right now because I'm saying no to stupid stuff and being rushed.
Huzzah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not getting into ego or money right now. And go ahead, you do it. And then so he hopped in and was like, oh yeah, that's close enough.
And he realized.
The nice part of the story was, when we finished the shoot, it was a great spot. I ran a lot. It was a really nice spot. The director, it was the producer first. The producer said, I'm sorry we put you in that position. We're going to give you a raise. We're going to give you a full day rate for stunt driving because you did way more driving. Here's the other thing they asked me to do. They're like, we can see the brake lights on that hairpin turn. Can you just not brake? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Then I found out from the props guys, they were like, they should never have told you. You know what they do on a real set when they don't want to see the brake lights? They take the fuse out of the lights, or they unscrew the bulbs. They don't tell the actor who's never driven on a mountain road before, can you not brake on that next take? It's like, you're wild. Anyways, it's actually a happy ending because the producer was very kind, and he said, I'm sorry we put you in that position. You're amazing today. And this never happens on a set. They gave me a raise. They gave me full stunt driving bump. And then the director came up. He said, you did an amazing job today. And apparently the producer had talked to the director. And, because also too, though, they told us, you're not going to be thinking clearly, because we were at elevation too. So I think part of the process was they were angry and deoxygenated, whatever that is. They didn't have enough oxygen going to their brain. Because apparently I've heard this too, that climbers start to get aggro. When your oxygen depletion, you can start to get a little feistier and cocky, thinking you can do things that you can't. Like you get this weird high. So anyways, that's the crazy Volvo story. I don't, if that's my fun Colorado Rockies story.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And definitely a scary ride, so.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being
Great
here
question.
today.
I forgot about that. See, that's why.
Need to cut in real quick. Yep, we have time for one more question.
Perfect. Balter it is.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Let's talk music.
Let's talk music.
What the fuck are you listening to now? What just makes you rock out? Oh, I did it again, F-bomb.
No, it's okay. You love the music. I have this great playlist going with a friend right now, and we're just sharing pieces of music with each other and expanding the mind, and like sort of this kind of beautiful intentionality of like speaking through music. And I just sent, and so I have this like great it's interesting. She's sending me a lot of EDM, and I'm sending a lot more like sort of like emo songs. But it's kind of a fun blend because it's kind of party. One of the songs that I love, and I think I've said this before, is do you know the song Yalla by MIA? Yes? Yes. Someone knows it. One person in this room knows it?
Yes. I know it, yes.
Oh, yeah. Please go listen to it later today. It may not be your cup of tea, but I guarantee you cannot not move to that song. But does anyone else know, and the opposite side of that, does anyone know a song by the Civil Wars?
Yes.
Fire and Wine? You only knew what I want you to. It's the best, like, I'm in a relationship, I should quit you, but I can't quit you song ever. It is so poetic. And that's called Fire and Wine, right? I got the title right? If you don't know the Civil Wars and you want to have a good cry, but also love deeply at the same time, I recommend that song. So those are two that just popped into my head right now. Oh, and oh my God, going way back, the Wayback Machine. You probably know this song. Do you know the song Thunder Island by Jay Ferguson?
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na. I love the 70s so much because it's about fucking on a beach. That's basically the song. But it's so beautiful and fun. And you want to go to Thunder Island. You're like, what are the coordinates of Thunder Island, Jay Ferguson, at the end of the song? Do I need a pirate map? So anyway, that's my throwback song that I'm listening to right now. I enjoy it quite much. What are you laughing at, Jen? What are you snickering at? All right, you're welcome, everybody. On that note, the Worms are going to Thunder Island. Pull it all together.
All right, well, one more big time hand for David Haydn-Jones.
Thank you. I hope
he'll be back tomorrow.
Oh boy, for some more splendid non-TV show related stories. You're welcome, everybody. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate you.
Hey, this is Alex Malari Jr., and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Your Emperor commands it. Thanks for watching.